Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in once again to Let's Talk About Feelings with Robbie Ripoll, and my other amazing host, Dusty Pitstick, who will be in shortly. Yeah, I think we are live and I think we are streaming. So I'm going to check with Gabe via text real quick. Thanks for being patient with me. Actually, I'm going to go over here and look. Boom. Tattoo. I'm a bit confused with the technology. I'm having troubles. There we go. What are you doing? I don't have a meeting passcode. It doesn't require one. All right, so I think I did it right. I'm not sure. I am not the absolute best at oh, okay. I have confirmation that we are live and streaming. Okay then. Well, and let me get on with it. Thank you all for everyone that tunes in every week. Welcome back. And mainly thank you to Guy Aitchison, Gabe Ripley, TattooNow.com, Reinventing the Tattoo, and everyone who makes this possible. It is awesome that we have a place for tattooers and those of the like to come and talk about feelings. Tattooers don't typically do a lot of that, and it's kind of cool that I have been given the opportunity to do this. Someone is at the front door. Oh, okay. So I just realized there's 30 odd folks, 30 some odd folks watching. So hey everyone, I'm not really good with all this technology, so I didn't realize we already had folks in here. And Dusty's running a little late. So oh cool. I just got a package. And actually, you know what? While we're in here, I'll open it up because it's a fun package. I ordered a dab rig from one of my favorite glass blowers. True story, I haven't really been smoking that much lately. And I'm very much cutting back for health reasons because smoking isn't good for you, even if it's just reefer. But I have this phenomenal glass blowing artist friend. He goes by Puff Glass on Instagram. And when he posts these auctions, I always end up bidding on certain ones that I like, and this one I thought was really cute because he mainly makes Roger from American Dad, and this one is Roger as an angel, which isn't really all that real. Roger is not an angel. Roger is typically a pretty bad guy, so it's kind of funny. But yeah, So I am opening this up right quick for funsies with y'all, just to show y'all one of my new fun things. Because at this point, I don't even really smoke out of these things. I just use them as art. So yeah, Roger as an angel. Anyway, I had to show that because honestly, I wanted to open it because I wanted to see it. But yeah, so this is our place. We talk about feelings. It's usually a lot easier when I have more than one person here. Dusty's about to hop in, so he will be here as well. And the cool thing is, I got a little pendant to match. Yeah, see, it wants a meeting passcode for Dusty too, which doesn't make sense. All right, so I'm trying to figure out the technical difficulties here. For the ones that are watching, apologies. Technology isn't my strong suit. I'm still learning how to start and host these podcasts on my own. Yeah. So yeah, cool little pendant guy. Updated the Google Calendar link. Weird. Wait, Amber is able to jump in. That's odd. It says Amber is connecting to audio. Amber is connecting to audio. She's gonna be coming in really soon. Do. Amber,
Here we are.
how did you get in?
I refreshed my browser.
So did it ask for a thing?
Not after I refreshed my browser, it refreshed the link. And I didn't think of that because I keep the reinventing site up all the time because sometimes I have to refresh it.
Okay. Yeah, Dusty's having a hard time getting in. So what happened is I became the one that starts the events and hosts the events, and I just did that today. So things might have gotten a little out of whack. But Medusa's coming in. So
Nice.
Dusty will be here soon. Medusa's coming in twice. I don't know how the fuck that's happening. Man, we could have a whole episode just talking about how technology feelings are, because the feelings of
Seriously.
technology, not so good. Medusa, hello.
Howdy, buddy.
How are you doing? Why are you coming in on another window as well?
Wait, what? Hold
Yeah,
on. I'm sorry.
I could remove this one,
Medusa Inception.
right?
I don't know what's
remove that
going
one.
on.
Cool.
Okay.
We're solid. Still wants a passcode on Dusty's end.
Oh no. Did we kick Dusty out of the club?
We can't.
He doesn't know the secret password.
Right?
Oh,
So you didn't have to come up with a passcode to get in, Medusa?
no, not
No.
after I refreshed the page.
I'm VIP. I would never have
I was
to
about to say,
need a
Medusa is the
passcode.
password.
This is weird, 'cause
It's like
I
I
was
am
like-
exclusively invited to all
Oh,
events.
excuse me. I'm the fucking host and I don't even know what's going on. Like, I'm trying to log in on my phone right here and it's still asking me for a fucking passcode. So weird. Poor Dusty can't find his way in.
Oh no, Dusty.
alone.
Have you tried turning it on and off and on again?
Yeah, yeah. I just
Okay,
did.
that's the only
just did
thing I got.
I just did the amber fix, which was refreshing. Let me see. I'm gonna figure this out.
Gabe suggested that to me, so maybe Dusty needs to close the window completely and then re-log into Reinventing.
Oh, yep, that's exactly what it was.
I've got the Reinventing site up so much, I forget that I need to refresh that homepage sometime.
No, I totally dig that.
Just a little coffee gargle for you all.
That was coffee. Gargle of
Yes.
coffee, dog. You're on some another level type shit, homie.
I mean, it's not super hot.
That's dedication.
I don't know the taste of coffee gargling, like, but
I
what
don't
kind
know
of
about
coffee do you
gargling.
drink? And here's the beautiful Dusty. Here we
Yeah.
Oh, that face.
are. So what kind of coffee do you drink? Is it like sugary, flavorful coffee? Or is it like black as your soul coffee?
Well, neither of those options.
I love you.
So,
I go both ways.
cute.
Hi.
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 All right, you guys are going to the stores? All right, I love you. I shall see you later. Lemons I do need. All right. I think we only have 3 or 4. Yeah. All right. All right, Dusty, love you. You found your way in.
Yes, you're muted.
Asked to unmute.
Yeah. So I
Yeah,
just
for some reason the old Zoom link was fighting me. So you sent me the new one and it worked.
I'm really glad you won that fight. I was putting money down on you because I had faith in you, and I will always be your biggest fan in fights.
Yay!
Fight. Will you fight?
I was gonna say, like, I want it to be, you guys have played like the old Marvel versus Capcom games, right?
Yeah.
Like I just backflip out and Medusa just backflips in, also in some heart-shaped sunglasses. And just
Dude.
starts fucking E-Hondaing people with the palms.
Speaking of which, y'all, I have been playing video games all day. I revived my Sega Genesis to impress a boy, and now I'm just like, oh wait, I forgot I love this. And I have been playing Sega like nonstop for like 2 days, and I haven't gotten any work done.
Okay, you know what? Thanks for the topic.
Wait, oh no.
I
Yeah.
like that story though, because you were like, I did this thing to impress a boy, and then you know what? Fuck boys. I had fun by myself. I support that.
It's
Oh wait,
Aura
I have a
Like,
Sega
yeah.
Genesis. That's right, boy. Pop.
Yeah, so I was playing Street Fighter, and I did E-Honda the fuck out of some Dhalsim, which is kind of weird because Dhalsim's got the stretchy arms and E-Honda's got the arms, and then you throw Chun-Li in there with her little thunder kick thighs, and man, you just gotta party.
Yeah.
Sorry,
You got so excited about it. I love it.
I
That was
did.
the most animated I've ever seen you.
It's because I gargled coffee, so
Yeah, you missed
that
her
part.
gargling coffee. So wow, this has been a very productive fucking 16 minutes of technical difficulties, Medusa gargling coffee, Amber trying to give me the simplest fucking dude. Her solution was like, just refresh it. Oh wait, just fucking X out of everything and come back in. So like that was how we chose to fix things. So yeah,
Here we are.
love, nice fun, good times. This is crazy. We have 5 windows in here because Aura's in here too. And Medusa and Amber, I almost thought they were like the same person because I never saw them together at once, you know? So like, and if I did see them together at once, I probably forgot about that because I just made that story up in my head. I've never seen them together at once.
Wait, who?
You and me.
Amber.
The first live stream that me and Amber were on together was yours.
So you got okay, so you guys
Yeah.
were here together. Well, because I
Mhm.
got that, then I didn't. Maybe you guys were just fucking with me. Maybe like you just had some
I-
fucking, some like what's it called? The holographic, hologram fucking technology going on. I don't know. So here we are. Everyone's together.
It probably was a hologram. We are playing tricks on you.
You probably are. I mean,
Or it
well,
might
we
just
are in
be
a
the fact that we're
simulation.
both brunettes with glasses and have lots of plants behind us.
Yeah, you guys
Oh
are.
my God. And trinkets. You have a lot of little
Yes.
trinkets too.
I collect
Oh.
antiques and plants.
I dig. I
Yeah.
dig.
I
So
collect
today-
plants and crap.
Today we
Yeah,
have a
so
new
so
face,
here we are, week 812 of the podcast.
right? We have a new face. We have Aura in here. Aura
Nice to
is
meet
How's
you.
it going?
a wonderful human that I have met through cohorts and colleagues of the tattoo world. And you are way shorter in person than I thought you would be.
I'm
Way
a small
shorter.
person.
Dude, I totally thought you were like mad tall and shit. I don't know. if it's-
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if it's like camera angles or just because Josh is so fucking tall. Like maybe
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a
So-
small person.
small person. So today I feel like Medusa gave us the topic, right? A second ago, because I feel like all tattooers tend to fall into this, where if you play video games, you're being a lazy bum because you could be doing something more productive.
Mhm.
This actually did become a topic at work because I was scrambling to finish a drawing and I was like, oh man, I was spending time enjoying myself on a system that I love, that I've treasured since I was a kid, that I've like taken with me to every place I've lived, something that I grew up with, and I had some nice time with it. Should have been doing work instead.
My favorite part about this topic, I feel like you're going with something bigger than video games, just the idea that if we take any time to ourselves, we immediately feel like total shitheads. But it's funny
Yeah.
that you suggested this because I played a video game this last week for the first time since 2 years ago, probably. So like, what weird timing.
It is weird, isn't it?
Dude,
Yeah.
I
I
also
I literally like got out my PS4 and like and like 2 years worth of dust came off.
It's so healthy
And-
to do that though. You know, like you need that. You need that time to recharge and recuperate in order to have your creativity flowing, you know?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I set a timer on my phone for 45 minutes and I was all like, I'm gonna play for 45 minutes and then I'm gonna do work. So I played Castlevania for about 45 minutes. No, less time than that. I got really mad. Anyways, so I played some games for about 45 minutes. I just remember the timer going off and I was like, all right, so now I'm going to set another timer for another 45 minutes. I'm going to go to my computer and I have a lot of work to do to fix up a spreadsheet, some, business management stuff. So I was doing that. And then I literally just out of curiosity, clicked over to a different window, which happened to be my Blizzard account. And then I started playing Diablo 3. And then I didn't get my spreadsheet done, but I was having so much fun.
So, like, you keep just giving me all the content I need to discuss what's going on here.
I heard in a song once that girls just want to have fun. So
Not tat goddess girls, apparently. If you're a tat goddess or a tat lordess, apparently you fucking want to do nothing but tat. And tat things.
did you say Tat Lourdes?
Yes.
Isn't that the girl that sang Royals?
Possibly, yeah.
Yes.
So to me, like, tat gods and tat lords are my new favorite like terminologies, because like, think about it, dude. We all fucking like think way highly of ourselves, but also like way not highly of ourselves. So
I
like,
am so
giving-
happy
To
that
dance.
Aura is in this chat so that when at work tomorrow I start
Right.
saying tat lords, that she knows why.
And you know, Tat Lord, you'd be like, oh, good day, Tat Lordess, you know, and like just walk on by.
My coworker, I work in an all women's shop, and my coworker likes to call everybody Tatty Bratty.
Tatty Bratty.
Oh shit.
That's sexy. I like it.
Yeah, we're all
All
just
right, Aura, take back everything I said. Tomorrow at work, we're calling each other Tatty Bratty.
All right, done.
I think these are all things that just need to be put into all of our fucking vocabularies.
I really like Lourdes.
Dude, you know,
Yes.
I've never used it in real time until today. So like, you know, it's
You've
usually
only ever used it
Tat
like in your
Lord.
head, or
Well, like Tat God and Tat Lord, because I've only talked to like bros about it. But like now there's like lady bros around. So we gotta like, you know, appropriate the fucking proper fucking, you know,
Yes.
titling. So yes.
if we're
Appreciate
called
it.
lady bros, you can be called my dude sister.
Dude, I'm with it. Dude sis, yay.
Like sister wives,
so-
but better.
What's that, Amber?
Like sister wives, but better.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Dude, Donna's best friend was here, and like her and her husband and their kids, and like I was probably the closest I've ever been like doing like the sister wives and brother husbands thing. I'm like, bro, me and you, we fucking buy a big ass house together. Chicks will take care of the kids. We be tack guys. Bang, we'll fucking kill it. So like it's just a thing. I've always wanted to just like move in with another couple of people and just like fucking like get a giant fucking house and just like fucking work and chill and like have the people that take care of the kids take care of the kids, the people that work and like make it a communal thing. But like that's my weird, you know.
You just
thing.
want to live on a commune, a tattoo
Yeah.
commune.
I'm talking about
Just
I
be-
Absolutely. We buy like 80 acres and have at it. I can
And
tell
have-
you, I grew up on a farm. I've got to know how.
We took
Right, there
Robbie
you
to a
go.
farm north of the state where he can just run around with other tatty bratties.
Tatty bratties. Or you
Get
could
can
rid of
just be
just-
like,
They can just frolic free in the fields.
Patty Bratty's frolicking left and right between our, because if it's in Florida, it's going to be geodesic dome houses. So I'm gonna have like little geodesic dome pods all over the fucking place.
Nice.
That's one of Robbie's Tatty Bratty pods.
Yeah, Tatty Bratty, Robbie's Tatty Bratty pods.
If it's in Florida, I suggest we set it up like the Islands of Adventure at Universal. And each
Oh, that would
island
be cool.
is just a different person's little domicile.
You know what's funny? Wow, bro. I've been to Islands of Adventure so many times, I ain't never realized it's a bunch of islands.
I was just scratching my head over that too. Like I was just there.
Dude, did everyone just witness my brain explode? Because I just had a moment.
I was this many years old when I
Dude, for
realized.
real, like,
Yes.
oh wow, wow. And
Dusty
I'm
just be blowing people's minds, man.
bro, blowing their dicks, blowing their minds, blowing whatever. Dude,
He's so good at it.
your story, Dusty. What the fuck did you say on your story? It was like such cute wording.
Oh, they're like, yeah, you can bench 300 and squat 400, but I forget what it was like. I'd be lifting up my homies with just a little tomfoolery.
Yes,
Some of my goof abouts.
The tomfoolery got me, but it was like so you, like a million times you.
It's true. When I saw that, I was just like, oh, he obviously wrote this.
Right.
Just not a meme
Some
he's
of-
sharing.
Just some of my goof abouts, you know.
You
My
know.
spoofs.
But let's actually talk about the issue at hand.
Yeah.
The fact that we can't fucking take time for ourselves. Dusty, you were in my magical motherfucker class, and you know we talked about that a lot. How
Oh yeah.
we don't take time for ourselves. It's just
We've
not.
been so deeply conditioned to hustle all the fucking time, and it's really unhealthy.
Super
So
unhealthy.
Personally attacked, by the way.
By your coworker.
Gosh.
I appreciate you and all of the hard work that you do, literally so much. I love you. But yeah, self-compassion and love. It's like so important whenever we're trying to be finding that happy medium between, you know, hustle and, you know, actually living our lives in joy. You know, like what does the dance look like for each individual? It's going to be different for all of us.
Yes, absolutely. And I've been in a weird spot with that lately. You know, the baby's turning 7 months old. I took off of work probably about 6 months or so, between 4 and 6 months before he was born. I lived off some investments for a while and just took care of Donna and like wondered what it was going to look like being a dad all over again. Because, you know, 22-year-old version of fatherhood Robbie is different than 42-year-old fatherhood Robbie. So I was like, okay, what the fuck do I do? And I still don't fucking know. Like,
And that's okay.
right. And so that right there, what you just said is one of the hardest things for us to fucking say, and that's okay. I'm here and that's okay. It's usually I'm here, but I need to be here and I got to do this and I got to do this and if I hustle this, bro, I was just around people Donna's best friend. I love her so much. She's one of my favorite people in the world. And she kept saying, once I get here, I'll be able to do this. And once I kept calling her on it. And like finally the last couple of days she was here, she was like, okay, you might be right. Because like we're so used to just going, well, if I had this, if I had this, if I had this, then this. And like I'm living proof of if I had this, then this doesn't happen. Because I got myself to a point of financial security and I still don't feel like I'm financially secure. I still always stress and like want to live paycheck to paycheck. And like I'm
That's
learning.
brainwashing.
What's that?
That's brainwashing.
Right.
We've been conditioned to feel like anxiety if we're not constantly hustling.
Absolutely.
Because we're brainwashed to be convinced that if we're not constantly hustling, we're being lazy.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's weird because like now I work 2 to 3 days a week. And that's just that's my happy place, right? That works well for me. And I'm kind of getting to the point where I'm not losing it if I'm not working. But like now my new losing it if I'm not working is, well, I'm not trying hard enough with this coaching thing because I don't have anyone enrolled in my next class. So I shouldn't be coaching, or I am not doing the right things, or I need to hustle harder and market more. And really there's this other voice somewhere probably around here, right? And he's saying, no, dog, why don't you just chill? Like, why don't you just let it come when it comes? Like, Medusa's face.
I think it can be really slippery slope too. Like whenever we're like, oh man, I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to do this, because then the universe literally is hearing our language we're speaking, and it's going to be like, okay, well then you can continue to need that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. And like that's been a hard part for me, getting out of those need situations. And it's weird because like it's so funny. Every time I tattoo lately, I see where like my coaching Robbie like is so prevalent, and like the healer version of Robbie is so prevalent. And then I'm like, oh yeah, I'm a coach and a healer and a tattooer all in one, all at once. And like I'm trying to like pull pieces of me specifically apart. And it's so funny how I just keep getting shown, hey, no, this isn't just a blackout tattoo you're doing on somebody, you know, because you love doing blackouts. They're fun, they're easy for you, and it's great content. No, this person's fucking crying right now in your chair because you fucking got rid of terrifying memories. And you fucking like removed their trauma tattoos in 123 mag fell swoop. Like
it's fucking beautiful work. It's so beautiful to be able to do it.
And it's so weird how it's so hard to step into it. Like I fucking teach people how to harness their magic, and I still have a hard time acknowledging and harnessing my own fucking magic.
Same.
Because it's easier to see it from the outside.
Right. But like you get glimpses of it.
Yeah.
And then you have to do that fucking carousel dance where like, am I actually valuable? Am I actually a fucking wonderful human? Or am I just doing this weird thing where I'm cocky now? So like
Yeah.
your magic shows.
Well, is that
Tat
conditioning
Lourdes.
too?
what's
You
that,
know,
OL?
Is that also like conditioning as well, though? You know, for
Absolutely.
us to, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, and that goes back to the whole major topic of what we're talking about, the conditioning of if I'm not working hard enough, I'm not doing good enough.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, I'm watching the Cuphead show the other day with one of the kids that was hanging out in the house, and I'm like, wow, I fucking love the way that certain things in this fucking like cartoon are drawn. I think I want a fucking toy with that. So like I'm sitting there working as I'm enjoying myself watching a dumb little cartoon, because no matter what, I'm still always working. The art brain is always there. So it's interesting how like, even though my brain is always working and I'm always feeding myself in one way or another, I find a way to get upset with myself for not doing enough. You know, like the baby's room isn't finished being painted and this fucking canvas is sitting here. Never mind the canvas that I just fucking shipped out last week, you know, that I finished, you know,
Which
never
was
mind.
awesome, by the way.
Oh, thank you very much. I
I
appreciate it.
loved the colors.
Thank you. You know, and I had so much anxiety about, did I do a good enough job? Did I finish it enough?
Oh, you
Did I
did.
put enough paint on the canvas? Did I get good enough blends? Did I use good enough fucking color theory? Did I illuminate properly with all the fucking tones and images, you know, imagery? And like, fuck, man. Like I'm sitting there on my phone yesterday, zooming in on it, like, oh, like I can change anything because it's in Oklahoma over the
So do you
But I'm
hear
not-
all of the knowledge and the talent in your like picking that apart?
right.
Like you wouldn't even know to say all of that if you didn't have all the talent and all of the knowledge behind it. And I think that's pretty amazing as well.
Damn, dog.
It's
There you go.
I
I'm looking at
like
Dusty as
to-
I'm talking about it.
I like to critique other people's art as if I don't know art, because it's a good way to get yourself in the mindset of what most people, because I'll post stuff, we all are guilty of it. I did that fucking bird this week and I hate
Which was
realism and I
phenomenal.
don't do realism. So I do this
You
bird
actually
good.
do, you did it.
That
And
bird was
people-
great.
So fucking good.
people were like geeking out on this bird and I'm like picking apart little things. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to critique this from the perspective of anybody scrolling Instagram. And like, when I start looking at other people's stuff, I'll say things to myself like, oh, the blue is neat. Or like, oh, that's like, I like the shape of it. And it's like, I'll start looking at it that most people that see it aren't going to be like, well, the blend in the tail is more painterly, but then the body is more realism. And it kind of juxtaposes. They're like, most people are just like, I like fucking birds. That's a dope bird. I like the color. Like, you have to take the artist's brain out of it, because anybody
Yeah.
else that is picking it apart to that degree is going to be other artists, and artists only pick apart their own shit. Like, no
Yeah.
artist ever sees the homie next to them stuff and is ever like, well, unless there's a few, they're all dickheads. Most of them see it and they're like, I mean, we're all guilty of it. How many times has the artist next to you at a convention or at your shop or your homies done a piece of art and they're nitpicking it, and you have to like slap them with reality and be like, that is fucking gnarly. I would take a bullet for
Yeah.
that tattoo. I would vote for that tattoo. Like, that is the shit, because you see it through those heart-shaped glasses of like, no, this is my homie, this is their art. I'm not nitpicking everything that's living in their negative brain, because I didn't make that little mistake. I didn't see that little flaw. I just see the total sum, and it's fucking rad. And so like, looking at that
Mhm.
painting you did with the pink ass clouds and everything, it was a dope painting. And every little thing that you're nitpicking is because when you were painting or when we're tattooing, or I was talking with Medusa over text this week, and she's like, what color do you think for this one thing? And I was like, well, this would be my suggestion, but this could be cool, but do what you're feeling. And she was like, fuck, I like painted it right before you suggested that, and I like that idea. And then she sent me what she had done, and it was still super fucking rad. The only reason she'll nitpick it is because she knew. Or when you're pulling that one line and you go a little bit and you're like, fuck, no one else will ever notice that. It'll heal fine, but I'll notice it. But you just have to remember to take your mind out of whether it's that, whether it's how you present yourself on social media, your emotions, the way you act with your partners and your friends, like the littlest dumb shit that happens in your head that you're like picking yourself apart over, no one else will ever see. So you have to get out of that mindset of like, ew. And I say that as someone who does it. So like, do as I
Right.
say, not as
Yeah.
I do. But
Yeah, I think same
You
is for
know.
all of us. You know, but I
oh.
think that's why we end up in the container like this, so we can all kind of round each other out. Medusa, what's up, doggy?
I have so many things to say. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm just
I saw
gonna
your
spit
panic.
them out before I forget. Heart-shaped glasses. It's great that you wear heart-shaped glasses so you can maintain that mentality. Bam. All right. Robbie, when you're posting something and you're not feeling so great about it and everything, you know, it's crazy to hear you have any sort of insecurities because, for example, me, I think you're like top tier awesome. Like I look up to you a lot. I watch your videos, like I've sat with my headphones on and watched your videos, like so that I could learn about adding on to designs with like Sharpies, because you did something like that in one of your videos and it was amazing and super informational. Anyways, and it really meant a lot to me when I recently posted something and then I was zooming in and I was like, oh, fuck, like this is garbage. This is shit. How dare I? Like people can see this.
Everybody
Oh,
has eyes, and I did this to them.
I'm just fucking just willingly embarrassing myself on a platform and where there are millions of people that can just be all like, loser. And then I got a couple of notifications and I clicked on them and you had liked my post and I was all like, oh my gosh. I like, whether or not that means anything, the fact that you saw and took the time to press the little heart button on something that I did when I consider you to be way too busy and have better things to do than to even have me come up on your feed is like, well, what I'm trying to say is it's weird to say hear you express any insecurities because I visualize you like that. And like when I get notifications from you and you too, Dusty, and you, Amber, I don't know you yet, Ara, but I'm probably gonna get that way too.
Yeah.
Like I get stoked. I get
Yeah,
stoked
you get
by
excited.
it. Like you're somebody people look up to. You all are.
So like that's weird hearing that. Even though I hear that, and not to sound cocky, right? But like the fact of the matter is,
Tat Lourdes.
What's that?
Every time you say cocky, I'm gonna tat Lourdes.
It's at Lourdes. But like I hear things about people saying they look up to me a lot. And every time I hear it, it still kind of blows my mind because in my heart and in my head, I'm the little tat god. Well, the little tatter tot in training, looking up to all my tat gods that I want to be friends with. And I'm like, dude, I remember like meeting Tim Pangburn in public, like minutes after meeting Halo. And after I embarrassed myself with Halo, I embarrassed myself with Tim Pangburn. And like those guys ended up becoming my friends. And I was just like, nice tattoos.
Okay, good. So there's hope.
What's
when
that?
when I met Kelly Doty, I was a bumbling fool. So there's
Right,
hope.
dude. And so that's the thing. Like
They're probably doing that about you too.
Dude, and that's the thing. Like,
No.
right. No, people are, because that's the thing. You are affecting people that you don't even realize you're affecting. And like, I've been hearing this for years. I've been teaching this for a while. And the truth of the matter is, we don't fucking realize who we're affecting. You know, like everyone that looks up to someone typically has people looking up to them. And that's fucking weird to me.
We
I don't
talked
know
about
why
this morning on Drawing for Tattooers with James Wisdom. We were talking about even mentors need a mentor.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, you know, let's get
Can I
fucking
tell
real.
you guys my most embarrassing meeting somebody you respect story?
Holler.
Yes, definitely, please.
Because it made me think of it so much. So last
Before
year,
you say this, I want everyone to remind me to come back to talking about my body issues. So go ahead.
yes, it's a quick one. So last year, tattooing at Hell City, I tattooed a guy who, through a very weird story, turns out that he and his wife are like really close friends with somebody that I'm really close friends with, and turns out we all knew each other, which is weird because I'm like in another city tattooing. Either way, the short version is this guy's wife runs off to get tattooed. She's like, "Oh, I have a friend in town. She's tattooing here. She's gonna tattoo me. I'll meet up with you guys later." So I finished doing this. I was super stoked on it too. It was like a big snake fighting an eagle on this guy's forearm, and did a cool tattoo. Got stoked. We went upstairs, bump into her and her artist. Her artist had just finished tattooing her. It was an awesome tattoo. We get to chatting about a bunch of mutual people that we know all over the place in Nashville, and like Amanda Ledman and all these people. Blah blah blah, yada yada. She ends up seeing the tattoo I did, and she's like, "Oh, that's super dope. What's your Instagram? I'll totally follow you." And I was like, "Oh yeah," and I gave her my Instagram, and she followed me, and I went to follow her back and realized it's this girl Courtney Ko, who I had been following for a long time and like freaking worship her work. So I had to play it cool while equally like in front of her holding my phone, and I was like, "Oh, I'm already following you, neat." When inside of my head, what I was actually screaming was just like, "Ah!" Like at the heavens.
Oh shit, oh shit, oh
That
shit.
I'm like
We're gonna be friends now?
absolutely
This is crazy.
accidentally cool guying this person whose work I like super worship. She is a tatty bratty. She's a tratty bratty, and her stuff is so good. And so I'm just like casually like, "Oh, that's cool. I actually already follow you. Ha ha ha." And like swirled a martini with my pinky out, when internally I was just hitting myself in the head with a frying pan. And just the way you guys were talking about that absolutely made me think of that, because it was the most awkward in the heat of the moment in front of this person at Hell City, which is a big convention, talking about a tattoo I just did and how like good it looks to her. Like it was just very like one of the more uncomfortable situations I've ever been in.
Which you're receiving it shouldn't be that uncomfortable, but it's pretty normal for us to be uncomfortable in receiving. So
Mhm.
I'm gonna make you so comfortable with like receiving compliments, Dusty. So just accept
Well,
it, man.
I'm learning a lot about
Just-
love languages and how different people have different love languages, but that the in and out of love languages don't always work out. So like if your love language is giving, that doesn't necessarily mean it's how you want people to love you, but learning in turn to respect that if that is their love language, that you kind of have to roll with that at least to an extent, or else you are denying them their ability to give to you the way that they want to show their love. So I'm figuring it out. I'm getting better. It used to be like even a year ago, me would do like the gnarliest tattoo, and someone would just casually be like, "Oh, that's cool," and I'd be like, "Ah," and just like dive under a table. So it's getting better.
You're doing a really good job.
what we're trying to remember is not to punch people in the face that are nice to you.
Yes.
Ooh,
Remember, we're gonna circle
Yeah.
back to a couple episodes ago.
yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Bam.
so
I'm getting better. The thanks. It's
right. Like,
actually happening now. Like, thank you. That really does mean a lot to me.
did you feel the difference in awe, thanks versus thank you? That means a lot to me. Like, awe,
Yeah.
thanks kind of sounded like a bitch slap. You know,
Yeah.
like,
But thank
I-
you. That means a lot to me. That makes such a difference in the energy.
yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
Yeah.
getting better. I'm getting better at acknowledging it and saying
Yes.
it, and
Yes.
not just going, "Oh, thank you."
You know,
this
when
whole
you
thing-
compliment, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, when you compliment somebody and they don't want to receive the compliment, it really feels terrible. Like, I've thought about this, and it kind of just comes to, I guess, gratitude and being able to receive. But it's like if you cook a meal for somebody, or you have people over for dinner and you make them dinner and they finish everything on their plate and they're like, "Oh my God, this was the best fucking food I've ever had. I feel like can I have some more, please?" Like, we feel fulfilled. We feel good because they took everything that we gave them and they want more. So it's like, it's an honor, really. And I feel like the universe is the same way. You know, it's a frequency. So whenever we can be open to receiving, you know, like it's a really good place to be. It's healthy.
And that's kind of what Medusa was saying. We had a podcast a few weeks ago where we were talking about, in essence, the flip side of that, that if you were like, hey, what is your favorite meal? And someone was like, oh, I fuck hard with spaghetti specifically. And you made them like a dope ass spaghetti meal. And they were just like, this fucking sucked. Like, it's that level of like,
Yeah.
if you
That's it.
compliment somebody, and it's like, if I have enough faith in you to call you a friend and to work at the booth next to you and to love on you the way that I do, and you love on me the way that you do, and we're cool together, and you're like, hey, that was a rad tattoo, that if I'm like, nah, man, it fucking sucked, like, I trust you enough to be friends with you, but not enough to take your opinion. And that's why Medusa made the face punch joke. It's like, we're like, it's kind of like if someone tries to love on you and you just hit him in the face at that point, that you're like, you know what,
Yeah.
I trust you enough to respect your opinion until it's about me. You know what, fuck you. And it's just so like backhanded to not take it, because it really is like, fuck your opinion, I don't like it, because it makes me feel uncomfortable.
Right. That's one
Yeah.
of my favorite ways to like teach people receiving and gratitude. Like you're gonna punch somebody in the face when they tell you you're pretty. That's stupid. You know, like
I
'cause that's
mean,
what it feels like.
for some
Well,
people, that's fun.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, you know.
Some people
Thanks,
are
bitch.
trying to into that.
Where that's called, that's in the consent clause. So like that's where we discuss how we operate together. You know?
That's also a different profession. That's not tattooing. That's more of, you know, it's a different
That can be a
altogether.
profession.
You think tattoo artists make a lot of money? Check out what they're charging.
Yeah, Doms make a lot of money professionally.
They do.
Oh,
They
yeah.
do. All right.
Oh.
So we have
I looked
11
into it.
minutes. We have 11 minutes left. Gabe texted me and said Renee's art jam starts at 6. So we cannot run over this time, which
Yeah.
is really odd because we always run over, even when we try not to.
I know.
We're supposed to remind you to come around to something.
To my daddy issues. We were talking about mentoring. So mentors needing mentors, right? So, and the reason why I say my daddy issues, my pop was a difficult man. He was a 6'4" fucking Cuban, and he was a scary motherfucker. And like he used that his whole life. So
Mhm.
fear was his motivator more so than love was his motivator. He had love. He used love underneath a lot of fucking layers of turmoil and like deeply crusted, you know, negative emotions. But he didn't give support in the way that I like giving support. And I think part of the reason why I like giving support in the way that he didn't is because I didn't get that. Like I've made this joke a lot, that the first time my father ever said he was proud of me was when I lost my leg and he saw me walking on my new leg. And that was like 3 years ago. So like that was a long fucking life to go without hearing your dad was proud of you. When I went through my first divorce, my mom decided to tell me all the things my dad didn't like about me. And it was basically me. She was like, the reason why your dad doesn't come around you a lot is because he doesn't really like you. He kind of thinks you're obnoxious and he kind of thinks you're annoying. And on top of that, he didn't really trust you or believe in you with tattooing when you first started. That's why it felt that way. And so like, I always, and that's why these are my daddy issues, right? Because
Thanks, Mom.
What's that?
She could have taken that to her grave. Thanks, Mom.
I'm not even mad at her for doing that because, you know, I needed to hear things like this because I feel things, right? I feel my dad doesn't really fucking fuck with me. So like, if I know that he doesn't fuck with me, at least I have a ground zero to work off of. That's true.
And you know it's not all in your head.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So I thank her for that. My mom's kind of a giant pain in the ass, but you know, there's something.
I'm just imagining the scenario in my head where your mom's getting like weirdly specific. She's like, the reason your dad doesn't like you is your looks, your singing voice, the way you act, the way you handle yourself.
Your
remember
singing voice.
Remember that time in 3rd grade where you misunderstood the project and you got an F? He was definitely mad about that.
And you know,
those
he could
blue
never...
shorts you had in high school, he did not fuck with those. Like, she just keeps going on for hours and getting more and more specific.
It was weird because it felt very much, you know, like that. It was like, wow, that's odd. But like, I always knew my dad wasn't the one to believe in me. And then as we got older, me and my two brothers, we'd have regular conversations about how our father wasn't super supportive in that way, and how all three of us seek out male mentors in a really like desperate way. And like, I've sought out so many male mentors in such a desperate way for so long, I'm finally realizing I can remove the desperation from it and just accept the mentors that come into my life for the time that they do come into my life. Because once again, because of the similar situations I've had with my dad, every mentor I've ever had has disappointed me in some way, shape, or form. So instead of running around desperately trying to recreate a better version of my relationship with my father, I'm now learning that the mentorship that I receive from any fucking one is exactly what I need and exactly perfect for that fucking moment and exactly potent. And I need to be okay with that instead of saying, well, this guy does this and this for me, but he doesn't do this and this for me. No, motherfucker, you're supposed to accept that mentorship the same way you're supposed to accept the love and the receiving from other people. But like when you are, so the point is, if you are a male or a female, if you're out there seeking mentorship, make sure you remove the desperation from your seeking. Because when you desperately seek something, it just fucks your whole shit up.
Yeah. The
So yeah,
teacher will make itself known when the lesson is ready to be learned.
absolutely. And mentors always pop into my life exactly as they're supposed to. And everything
I really
else-
believe I really believe that like what is meant for you cannot pass you, you know? So
okay.
basically like sometimes we have to, and I think you and I talked about this already, but just how we have to take what we need and leave the rest a lot of times.
Yeah, we did talk about
And that is I'm gonna make a vaguely targeted statement, and I don't mean it to sound vague or targeted, but it kind of is. I truly think that the whole, like the old adage that it takes a village is some real shit. And if anyone out there really thinks that they are at the beginning and end of mentorship, and it's like, no, you need to let me pour into you. You are my protege. I am the only thing. Fucking empty your head so I can fill it with me. Like, if you are that person and you really believe in yourself enough that you think you are all that somebody needs, like, that's fucked.
Any
it takes a
coach,
village.
any coach that comes at you with the mentality that they're your guru, you have to fire them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have 1000% learned so much stuff from the most unlikely of sources. And there's also been people that are more like mentorship roles, coaching roles, leadership roles that, like, Robbie, you do coaching. I took a class of yours. I fucking learned some shit. What a fucking crazy notion.
Right.
At the same time, I've had fucking apprentices that are like months in just make some sort of comment or something that I'm just like, holy shit. It's the Islands of Adventure revelation moment of you're just like, fuck. And if you close your ears off, if anyone ever convinces you to close your ears off to everything else because they want you to be an empty vessel for them and them alone, like, dude, you're closing yourself off to so much of the world and so much perspective and so much love. And it really does take a village. And if you ever hit that point where you've just kind of had your fill of a situation, I guarantee you there's going to be people in your life that equally are like, well, I kind of got everything I need from Robbie. Maybe it's time to move on. You can do that same thing, and it's all transactional, and it's not a bad thing sometimes.
And it's
Sometimes
okay,
people
yeah.
ghost you and they're fucking whack, but like, you know, you can be like, I kind of got everything I need from this. I learned my lessons. It's time to move on. And that's not a bad thing for sure.
No, you're absolutely right, man. And that's a hard thing to learn. Like, sometimes those seasons are just meant to be. Medusa, you got something brewing.
Yeah. I actually wrote it down too, so that it would be like fresh. Okay. So lessons I'm getting from today are carpe omnia, seize everything. So take time for yourself, take compliments, and take lessons from everybody.
Yeah.
And lessons for me today, even if I don't feel like it, my words can really fucking be valuable. And that is one of the hardest fucking things for me to face and accept, even though so many people tell me how valuable my words are, it's very easy to forget that. So that's really cool. I'm glad you took so much from our ramblings today and even took notes. We have 3 minutes left, so we're gonna ride this train until the end because Gabe will kick us off if he needs to. So
Challenge accepted.
no, for
I am
real.
like, I'm already ready for Renee's paint night.
So am
Like,
I.
I've got
I'm
everything
just-
in front of me. It's just a matter of clicking the different Zoom
Fuck
link.
yes.
Yep, I'm breathing, switching, and
Oh, I
Hell
also
yeah.
wanted to share the artwork that Dusty had mentioned before. I made my first splash sheet in
Bro,
several years
I've
because
seen those and they're dope as
I was
fuck.
looking at.
Thank
I
you.
love the chrome look on them. They're so cool.
Yes.
I'm so proud of this guy. This is the one that I asked for Dusty's help with.
That dude's sick.
And it came out tight.
Fishy boy.
I love that Fisher fly.
And then this guy. Yeah, I've got a fetish for chrome. They call me a chrome daddy.
Yo, fucking early 2000s Robbie tatter tot. He was tatty bratty.
God,
Young Robbie was all
I have real takeaways from this conversation today, but my biggest ones are tatter tot, tat daddy. What was it? Tat lord and tatty
Patty
bratty.
Bratty.
Tatty bratty.
Bratty. Tat lordess.
Tat lordess.
tat goddess. You know, that's a good one too.
I like that one.
Well, that's it. Amber Morgaine, the tat goddess.
That's it. That fits. I'm
That's the
fine
one.
with that.
All right, we
Hell
have
yes.
exactly enough time. That any of you have like tattoo nicknames, like a celebrity nickname that you reworked? Because I feel like that was just a dumb Isle 9 game that we played, but I love them so much. Like Joey's was Tatrick Swayze. Trustees was Stencil Washington. I was tradition Al Pacino.
I like that.
Just something to stew on in your head.
What are your real takeaways before we get buzzed off?
To my biggest one was to quit looking at other people's plates. We kind of went on a tangent about that, but I've got to start looking at my work the way that I would look at other people's work. Or not to quit looking at other people's plates. Sorry, that was to quit not looking at other people's plates. I need to start the way that I look at everyone else's work when they post it, and I'm like, that's dope as fuck. I need to start looking at mine that way instead of nitpicking the littlest things, because I remember running that line and being like, it's not perfect. Everyone else is going to see it zoomed out on Instagram and just be like, oh, neat, a boat. I like boats.
Look at your own
so-
artwork with heart-shaped glasses.
Yes. Oh, so a friend once said, have you ever allowed your art to love you back? And that is what I'll leave everyone with today. So when you are in a weird space with your art, look at it and try to let it love you back. And I bid you adieu. Thank you all.
Bye. Have a good night.
I love these people. You're
Thank you.
wonderful.
Thanks,
Love
Gabe.
you.
Thanks, Reinventing.
Producer
Thanks,
Amber,
Guy.
good seeing you again. Dusty, always love seeing you.